Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Horowitz again. Today I'm really excited because we're going to start our new chapter in math. As you can see, our goal says, how do mathematicians find the sum of numbers up to 10,000? Did you hear the really important vocabulary word? It's the word sum. What do you remember about the word sum? I heard lots of kids say it's the answer when you add. That's right. Let's take a look at what you've already learned about finding the sum. These were the kinds of problems that you've had earlier this year or in other prior years. Take a minute to solve each one and think about what tools are you using as you add? What strategies helped you do it efficiently? Remember, when we're being efficient, we're finding an accurate, true, correct answer pretty quickly and easily. Get your whiteboard or your paper and pencil if you need to, and pause your video. All right, if you're ready, let's get started. If not, press pause again. Question 1, the sum of 5 and 4 is 9. Oh, should have came out way down there. That's not what I wanted. Is 9. I heard a lot of kids say that the strategy that they used was that 5 and 5 is 10. So 5 and 4 is 1 less, 9. Some kids also said that they knew 5 and 4 as an automatic fact that they have memorized. Question 2, the sum of 3 and 15? That one's 18. Many kids said that the strategy they used was to start at 15 because it's the larger number, the greater number, and that they counted on just 3 spots from 15, 16, 17, 18. What about question 3, the sum of 78 and 21? Many kids told me that they were thinking about place value for this question, that 70 and 20 is the first part that they did, and they knew that 70 and 20 is 90. If you added the 70 and the 20 first, and then you added the 8 and the 1, you'd put those parts together. 70 and 20 is 90, 8 and 1 is 9, and those parts together are 99. In our chapter on mental math strategies, we used a strategy that would be really helpful for question 4. Were you thinking about how to change this 96 into 100? A lot of kids were. They said that if they broke up the 123, they could put 4 with 96, and that would make 100. And 100 with 119 is much easier to add. It's 219. So one of the strategies we used, question 4, was the decomposing strategy. Do you remember how we can break numbers apart flexibly and put them back together in ways that help us? That's great. Question 3 used place value. Place value and decomposing were 2 of the strategies we used in our mental math chapter, and they're still helping us when we're adding. What about when we get to use larger numbers? Do your tools change, or are you still using those strategies? Pause your video and try these too. Be sure to write your answer before you press start again. Are you ready? Let's talk about what you did. What were the rules or strategies that we used for finding the sum? A lot of kids said that they used place value for the top one. 600 and 300 is 900. 50 and 10 is 60. That's 960. And 4 and 2 is 6. Thinking about place value can help a lot of kids add. Other kids told me that they used the decomposing strategy for the bottom one because they saw that there was this 500. And if they just put the 8 with the 271, that that was 279. 279 and 500 is much easier because you can do the 500 and the 200, 779. So the two strategies that have been really helpful so far were place value, thinking about hundreds, tens, and ones, and decomposing, breaking numbers into helpful parts. Mathematicians sometimes use an algorithm as a tool for finding sums. Our question here, it's kind of small, I'm not sure why that happened. Our question here says, find the sum of 1,482 and 7,516. Now that we're working with numbers in the thousands, with thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones, and each of these numbers has so many digits, it's a little tricky to try to just think about the place value. So an algorithm can really help us. Let's take a look at these numbers and see the parts. There's our 1,000 and 7,000, our 400 and 500, the 8 tens, 80 and 110, 10, and our 2 ones and 6 ones. I forgot to ask you guys before I started showing the numbers if you remembered anything about this word algorithm. It's a really important word. An algorithm is a fancy way of saying a set of rules or some steps that you always follow. I hope you remember these algorithm steps from earlier this year or other years. The first step in an algorithm is always to add the ones. We have 2 and 6 ones, which is 8. Next, we add the tens. 8 tens and 1 10 is 9 tens. I bet you know what comes after the ones and the tens. Absolutely, it's the hundreds. 4 and 5 hundreds is 9 hundreds. And the last step is the thousands. 7 and 1,000 is 8,000. And when we put all those parts together, 8 ones, 9 tens, 9 hundreds, and 8 thousands, in this question we get 8,998. Did this strategy remind you of another one that you know? Yes, it's the place value strategy. But normally when I do place value, I start with the biggest numbers and I add on, then the hundreds, then the tens, then the ones. But when we use an algorithm, we always start with the ones and we build across from the smallest place value, going left to the greater and greater and greater places. In our next lesson, we'll talk more about why that is. So I'm going to ask you to think about the 3 strategies we've used so far: place value, decomposing numbers, and our new one, using an algorithm. Which strategy would be the smartest choice for each of these questions? Pause your video. Let's see if your answers match what I was thinking. I thought that I could use place value for this first question. Here's why. I see that there is only 9,000, so that's easy to keep track. And 4 and 200 is 600, 9,600. I could do that in my head. And 30 and 10 is 40, 9,640. And there's only 6 ones, 9,646. It wasn't that hard for me to keep track of each place. So place value is a strategy that I could mentally calculate here. Or I might have needed to write down a few details to keep track. Do you know which one was good for decomposing? For me, it was this bottom one, because I could take this 3,000 and break the 20 off of it. If I put the 20 with the 5,668, 20 with 5,668 is just changing one digit. The 5,000 is staying, the 600 is staying, 60 and 20 is 80. And the 8 is staying. 5,688. And 5,688 with the 3,000. Well, that was a snap. 5,000 and 3,000 is 8,000. And I'm keeping the 688 the same way. You might not be ready to do that all in your head, but you could probably do it with a few notes. The one I would use for the algorithm is the middle one. It would just be too hard to keep track of 2, 4, 2, 1, 6, 3, 0, 8, all those digits in all those different places. Now that you know your strategies, it's time for you to get to work. In your workbook today, you have pages 47 and 48. Page 48 has work boxes where there are places to show your strategy. Page 47 doesn't, but there's plenty of white space on the page for you to work on whatever strategy helps you the most. Have a great time and show off all you know. Bye, everyone.